stormy times, floodings. When I look at rain shots, I always think, wow, that's not an independent shoot. That's more of a commercial budget or a lot more technically challenging. Was it challenging for you guys?
Yeah, there was no real rain in the whole movie. There's one shot early on when you turn to me up here, and so there's a shot of a couple blades of grass with rain falling on it. That was the only time we were actually able to get rain. So we shot for 25 days, and it rained on the first day while we were at lunch. And literally we're sitting inside watching the two cameras. We're just sitting in the corner, and everyone's just eating, and outside it's pouring rain. And as soon as they called us back in, it stopped raining. So it's all garden hoses and Hudson sprayers and like lawn sprinklers duct taped to the windows to spray against the windows. When she's driving in the truck at the beginning, the production designer Russell Barnes built this great rig that it was a Hudson sprayer, no, it was a lawn sprinklers on top of the truck. In the back of the truck was a couple 55-gallon drums of water, and she had a button she could press with her hand that would make the rain come down. So she'd drive, and we'd say action, she'd say, okay, click, and it would rain, and she'd do the scene, and we'd say, okay, conserve the water, and she'd turn it off. And, every scene was like that. That scene when Bill goes outside when he hears that his wife's died and he collapses, and we did one take of that, and the actors were just like, what are we doing again? And it was literally coming down rain. We're like, just go. They're gonna tell you your wife died, you know? And we got one take of that, and it's beautiful. I love that moment. Yeah, it's all handmade.
Over there, in the blue shirt.
So what was your budget?
Not very big. I don't know what I can say, but between 1 and 2, closer to 1. Much closer to 1.
The stew was really disgusting. What was in the stew?
Yeah, the stew was really disgusting. What was in the stew? It's like Hungry Man chunks of, chunky whatever. They brought chili and steel-cut oats. Remember Bill Sage, the dad, said the steel-cut oats were the knuckles. So that was pretty awesome. So they would just make it, and we'd come out and be like, a little more of this, a little more of that.
We're going to have to wrap it up pretty soon. I was going to ask you about something you just mentioned to me. This film obviously, in an interesting way, leaves some sort of open ending, and you were mentioning something which I wasn't aware of, that there might be a possibility of a follow-up film, and who might be working on it?
Yes. Well, I can say, Nick can answer the second part of that. Jorge Michel Grau, who did the original We Are, is he's shooting a film right now, I believe. And after that, his plans are to do a sequel of our film based on our two girls. The original is 2 boys, it's very different. We don't know quite what he's going to do with that. It's going to involve Mexico, which will be fun. And
prequel, which is basically very simply Frank and Emma, the woman in the beginning, his wife who dies in the water hole, their meeting and her becoming indoctrinated into the cannibal way of life. It's a love story.
Just before we wrap up, do you want to talk about the next film that you're working on, or you just finished?
Yes.
And I guess it's possibly for a future Toronto After Dark. We'll see.
yes, yeah. Yeah, so we just, we wrapped in July a film called Cold in July. It's a Joe Lansdale adaptation. Joe Lansdale's probably best known for Bubba Hotep. He also has this very dark sort of Cormac McCarthy thriller film noir side to him, and we adapted one of his books 6 years ago, probably when we were here at Toronto After Dark. We were probably just beginning to talk about it, and so we finally shot that this July, and Michael C. Hall from Dexter is the lead, and Sam Shepard and Don Johnson. And editing that now. I just showed Nick the first half of the cut on the plane here, actually. We're editing that now, so it'll be out soon. But it's an 80s style revenge thriller. Very, it's kind of very inspired by, for me at least, a lot of Korean sort of genre hopping, tonal shifting thrillers, and it's very cool. It'll be very, very, very different from this one.
Cool. We hope you submit it to us for next year.
Yes.
And you're going to be at Pub After Dark later on tonight?
Yeah.
Great, so you can meet Jim and Nick later on. Give it up for our fantastic filmmakers returning opening gala.